Is there anything that you've learned through the process that you would allow us to share with others out there, so they could learn from your experience and maybe give them some peace of mind?
Yes, there are several things that I've learned and um, that have helped me initially. And just to kind of back up, I was so frustrated, and it was like when a dog sticks his head out the window. I understand their sense of smell is so strong. They're smelling so much, and some of it they're processing that we know of, and some they're not. That's how I felt, though. I had my head out the window, and everything was just blowing by so fast. My my initial application, I tried to fit everything in there, and it looked like this collage that a group of people had sat down and filled out. And so I wasn't surprised that it was denied. And so, of course, my frustration level was up because it's like, what am I to do here? And I stumbled upon the Disability Digest website or some of your videos on YouTube. And the very first one I saw was like, look at my application. Look at what, and it wasn't like an example, like this is what to do, but it was like it showed turning these documents in. And I kept trying to freeze the picture to look at like, man, that is so neat. And mine looks like a 3-year old was playing with his daddy's brand new pen. So there already, I'm like, okay, I need to get some help here.
Yeah.
And what I did was I actually sat down and started watching the videos and getting an understanding of the process and not just looking at a document and just loading it up. Understand the information, what's being asked, and then proceeding. And the whole time this is going on, I'm suffering. I've had 2 strokes. I've had a heart attack, and I had just finished a contract job, and so I've no money. I'm in the hospital. I was in the hospital both times for the stroke. I was in there for about 10 days, and then the heart attack, same thing. And thankfully, these hospitals have charities that they help me with the bill, so that wasn't a hardship
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
But it came back to the medications now. So all my savings, my 401k, everything I had saved up, I had to use that. But coming back to following the process and being explained that this is a long process. These are things that are going to help it be that length of time, whatever it is that the system has to go through. Here's some ways for you to be well prepared to understand this is what's going to happen. And if you're doing these things that help you get to the doctor, it's going to be easier. So it start clearing up some. But I think the other thing was that knowing about the process, it lessened my stress, uh, my anxiety. Actually, I should say, is still stressful. But being able to know this is what this part is for, and this is what's going to happen, helped tremendously. And seeing other people's videos, seeing that hey, I'm not that far out of, there are people like me on there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then having the doctors, the lawyers that came on to tell you about the process from their point of view and their experience helped tremendously, and that really it lessened the anxiety. And as I start going through, I just kept thinking to myself, dude, all you need to do is just go to the doctor, and what they tell you to do to get better, do that. And thankfully, Medicaid kicked in after my second stroke, and no, I'm sorry, after the heart attack. So there was a little more easy. They were helping me get bills, and they were paying for my doctors. And so now I'm at this place. Just go see doctors, get well, And going through the process, when they called me for um, my exam,
Mm-hmm.
um, I went in and I wasn't keyed up. It was like any doctor's appointment. You have that same stress level of I got to go to the doctor today. But going in and being able to explain my limitations and not, well, this is what I got and I got this, but explaining I can't do work like I used to, or there I'm sitting racking my brain. What could I do other than sitting out? And I think even ringing a bell at Walmart would have been difficult for me at that time.
Sure.
And, looking at it and having gotten a little stronger from following my doctors, um, I see that it goes in waves. I have good days and bad days. And it's during those bad days that I have to rely on the information that I received from the Disability Digest and thinking about some of the people who come on and said, I've gone through this, I've been doing this for this long a period of time, and still I haven't gotten anything done or said. But I think following and reading and staying informed helped me. And I have to be very honest. I am a religious person. I believe that there was some good grace from God in helping me to settle within myself, just to understand, hey, you're going through something. It's like the seasons. We have a spring, summer, winter, and a fall. I
Yeah.
was in the middle of winter. I still am. Still cold
Mm-hmm.
winds blowing, but there's
Mm-hmm.
some light at the tunnel as far as me being able to now get Medicare, the coverage where I'm not freaking out about can I go to a doctor.
Right.
Um, Having issues that could potentially become even more critical. Just in December, I had to go to the hospital, shortness of breath, coughing, I couldn't breathe. And I get there and I find out I've got an infection and, all this stuff going on. And it's like, and 2 days, no, I'm sorry, 2 days before I got my letter, my ward letter. And while I'm trying to read and look this stuff up, see what's going on, I had to go to the hospital, shortness of breath. And I was in there, thankfully, just through the day, but I had to go back to follow up. And so it's like I'm not out of the woods, but
Yeah.
the stress level, it was manageable because I have information that I know now is it's worth money. I
Mm-hmm.
understand that y'all do what you do out of your kindness of your heart and your past experience, but it's invaluable what I've learned on here, and will continue to follow to continue learning because, as I said, it's an ongoing thing. I'm hoping and praying that I can get back to work, but even if I don't, because of a condition that's going on or it's something chronic one that's happening, I have information that'll help me deal with it, and
Yeah.
it's made a huge difference for me.
Very valuable. Thank you for
Yes,
sharing
sir.
that. What I'm hearing is you did a lot of activity in the very beginning. That perhaps as you use the analogy of the dog with his head out the window was not necessary, but
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
So
I'm trying to identify different smells, and it's like, no, we don't need get off of that track. Yeah.
It's interesting you bring that up because a lot of people confuse, activity with accomplishment, and there are just certain things that need to be said. Like when you applied, you were medically qualified because you had all these, you had stroke and heart attack, and right, but they just didn't see it. So, and that's the case with what? Well, actually, you look at the numbers, like 1.9 million people apply every year. 687,000, end up getting their benefits. But, if we look at our numbers internally, you know, they're radically different. So it's just a
Hmm.
matter of doing it right. So I want to thank you for sharing that information. That's super valuable. I hope it touches some other people out there, and helps make a difference and reduce their stress, right? That's the key.
Yeah,
So if you know what you're doing, it makes it a lot easier, reduces that
it does.
stress. Yeah. So thank you.